If I told you that the coldest thing you can do after a breakup isn't seeking revenge, proving yourself, or even moving on quietly, you might wonder what it is. The coldest thing you can do is become untouchable, not just by blocking their number or ignoring their messages, but by detaching yourself emotionally, psychologically, and energetically. This kind of detachment makes you immune to their influence, radiating a power that leaves them questioning everything. Imagine this. She walks away. Maybe she says she's no longer feeling it. Maybe she met someone else. Or maybe she gives you the classic, "It's not you, it's me" line. The pain hits hard. Your chest tightens, your stomach churns, and your mind races, replaying every moment, every conversation, every touch. You start asking yourself, what did I do wrong? Could I have stopped this? Will she come back? This is where most men falter. When heartbreak strikes, they panic, they text, they call, they beg for answers, thinking that if they just remind her of the good times or say the right thing, she'll return. But here's the harsh truth. Every word, every message, every attempt to hold on doesn't bring her closer. It pushes her further away. The moment she senses your emotional investment, she wins. Your desperation confirms her decision, even if she was unsure. Predictable men don't inspire desire or regret, but not you. This time, you do something different. You don't fight for her, explain yourself, or try to prove your worth. Instead, you go cold. You vanish. You leave no reaction, no closure, no second chances. That silence, that void, will haunt her. Instead of certainty, she's left with doubt. Instead of validation, she feels emptiness. Instead of control, she has nothing. And nothing is terrifying. People don't regret losing what they understand. They regret losing what they don't. When she sees you disappear without a word, without a trace, her mind will spiral. Did he ever really love me? Did I even matter to him? Why isn't he reacting? That's where the power shifts. This isn't about playing games or seeking revenge. It's about reclaiming your power, mastering your emotions, and becoming so unshakable that no one can break you again. So ask yourself, are you done chasing ghosts? Are you done begging for closure? Are you done letting someone else control how you feel? If you're ready to turn heartbreak into power, let's dive in. 1. The authority of vanishing. Nothing shocks the human mind more than sudden, unexplained absence. When you disappear, you create a void, a space once filled with your presence, energy, and attention. That emptiness is unbearable because people don't fear rejection. They fear irrelevance. She expects a reaction, a text, a call, a plea, because that's what every man before you has done. But when you don't, when you vanish without a trace, leaving no hint of pain or emotion, uncertainty creeps in. Did he ever care? Is he hurting? Could it be that she needed you more than you needed her? This is why the first and most powerful move after a breakup is total disappearance. No texts, no calls, no explanations. You don't announce it, post about moving on, or try to make her jealous. You simply go dark. Vanishing isn't weakness or avoidance. It's strategy. It's the ultimate form of control. It forces her to confront the reality of her decision and question everything she thought she knew about you. More importantly, it frees you. When you cut off all contact, you break the invisible chains tying you to the past. Every time you resist the urge to reach out, you reclaim a piece of your power. Every time you refuse to check her social media, you strengthen your discipline. Every time you choose silence over reaction, you prove to yourself and to her that you're no longer bound by her choices. She will notice your absence. She will wonder. She will think about you, even if she never admits it. And that's when regret begins. You don't need to chase, prove, or win her back. The moment you become scarce, the moment she realizes she no longer has access to you, is when she starts to miss you. Not because she suddenly loves you again, but because you've become an unsolved mystery, and nothing haunts the mind more than the unknown. So the question is, can you handle the silence? Can you resist the temptation to break the spell? Can you embrace the void and let it work in your favor? If you're done giving people unlimited access to your presence and ready to make them feel your absence, remember this: your silence speaks louder than words. One tool is emotional indifference. Nothing unsettles a person more than realizing they no longer have power over your emotions. When you react, argue, or show pain, it confirms they still control you. But when you remain completely indifferent, when you act like they never mattered, that's when the tables turn. Understand this: emotion is leverage. If she knows she can still affect you, she wins. If she can make you angry, sad, or desperate, she remains in control. Even if she's the one who left, she still occupies space in your mind. And the moment someone knows they can influence you, they lose respect for you. Most men fall into the trap of pretending they don't care, posting on social media, flaunting a new relationship too soon, or trying too hard to act unaffected. But forced attachment is still attachment. The key is true indifference. Calm, effortless, emotionless. When she texts, no response. When she tries to provoke you, no reaction. When she wonders how you're doing, nothing. You don't have to be cold or rude, but you do have to be unmoved. This is what the Stoics understood better than anyone. The person who controls their emotions controls the game. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Your mind is your fortress. Guard it. She might test you, reach out to see if she can still trigger a reaction, or even insult you to get under your skin. But if you give her nothing, no anger, no sadness, no longing, she'll start to feel something she never expected: doubt. Instead of being the one who moved on first, she'll wonder if she ever really mattered to you at all. And that feeling will keep her up at night. Remember, indifference isn't about proving anything to her. It's about proving something to yourself. That you're no longer ruled by emotions, that you're free, and that no one, not her, not anyone, can shake you. If you're done being controlled by emotions and ready to own your mind completely, remember this: I control my emotions. No one else does. 3. The Law of Scarcity. People don't crave what's easy to get. They crave what they can't have. The moment something becomes rare, its value skyrockets. This is true in economics, psychology, and especially in relationships. She thought you'd always be there, that no matter what she did or how she treated you, you'd still be waiting. That's why leaving you was easy. She assumed she could always come back. But when you vanish, when you show absolute indifference, when you remove yourself entirely, that's when the scarcity effect kicks in. Here's the brutal truth: she never fully valued you while she had you. She took your presence for granted. Now, she has to face the reality that you're no longer an option. Scarcity makes people reevaluate what they've lost. It makes them reconsider decisions they were once certain about. It triggers fear, the fear that maybe, just maybe, they made the wrong choice. This is why so many people regret breakups only when it's too late. Not because they suddenly realized they were in love with you, but because they suddenly realize they no longer have access to you. And that feeling is unbearable. Think about the times you've lost something and only then realized how much it meant to you. It's human nature. We don't appreciate what's always available. We appreciate what's rare. So, what do you do now? You make yourself scarce. You don't just disappear. You become completely unavailable, not just to her, but to the world. You focus on yourself, work in silence, and stop handing out your time, attention, and energy like it's worthless. Because it's not. This isn't about playing games. It's about rewiring the way people perceive you. It's about ensuring that, from this point forward, your presence is something earned, not freely given. The moment she realizes the door is locked, that you're not an option, that she might never hear from you again, that's when the regret begins. That's when she starts to see your value, and that's when you no longer care. If you're done being taken for granted and ready to make your presence a privilege, remember this: I am rare, and I act like it. 4. Becoming unpredictable. The moment someone thinks they have you figured out, the moment they know what you'll do next, you become boring. And nothing kills desire faster than boredom. This is where most men fail after a breakup. They follow a script. They either chase, beg, or go full no contact in a predictable way, waiting, hoping, and expecting her to come back. But because it's predictable, it has no power. What happens when you break the pattern? When she expects you to be hurt, but you're calm. When she expects you to reach out, but you disappear. When she expects you to act like every other guy, but instead, you do the opposite. That's when uncertainty begins. And uncertainty is what keeps people obsessed. The human brain is wired to chase inconsistency. This is why people get addicted to gambling, toxic relationships, or anything that gives them just enough unpredictability to keep them hooked. When something is a sure thing, it loses its appeal. But when there's doubt, mystery, or a challenge, that's when people can't let go. So, here's what you do. You stop being the guy she thinks she knows. Maybe before, you were always available, always responding, always predictable. But now you're unreadable. She has no idea where you are, what you're thinking, or what you're doing. One day, she might catch a glimpse of you, calm, composed, thriving. The next, nothing. Silence, a void she can't fill. And that drives people insane. The moment she left, she expected you to react in a way that confirmed her decision. She expected you to be exactly who you've always been. But when you change, when you evolve into something unexpected, she has no choice but to reassess. Who is he now? Did I ever really know him? What else is he capable of? And just like that, she's no longer in control of the narrative. This is why being unpredictable is crucial. It keeps you in the position of power. It forces her to keep thinking about you, to keep wondering, to keep questioning. And the more she wonders, the deeper she falls into the trap of her own curiosity. If you're done being predictable and ready to become a mystery, remember this: I am unreadable, and they feel it. 5. Upgrading yourself in stillness. Silent revenge isn't loud. It isn't showing off. It isn't proving anything to her. The coldest, most powerful form of revenge is self-improvement in absolute silence. Most men make the mistake of trying to prove themselves too soon. They post pictures at the gym, go out of their way to show they're happy without her, or try to make her jealous. And all of this screams insecurity. True power doesn't announce itself. True growth doesn't beg for attention. You don't tell people you're leveling up. You become the upgrade. While she expects you to be sulking, you're working. While she assumes you're broken, You're building while she thinks she knows exactly who you are. You're transforming into someone unrecognizable. But here's the key. You say nothing. You don't post about it. You don't seek validation. You disappear, and you reemerge as something better, stronger, smarter, and more disciplined. By the time she realizes it, by the time she hears about you, it's too late. You've already moved beyond her reach. This is how you make them regret losing you. Not by words, not by chasing, but by becoming someone they never expected, someone they can never have again. Because here's what happens when you truly improve in silence. You stop seeking validation. You stop craving attention. You stop caring about what she thinks. And the moment you no longer care, that's when she does. Because now, you've become the one thing people can't resist. A mystery. People want what they don't understand. They crave what they can't predict. And when she realizes that the version of you she thought she left behind no longer exists, that's when she starts to wonder, what did I lose? Did I make a mistake? Who is he now? But by then, she's no longer your focus because you've outgrown the past. And that is the real win. If you're done proving yourself to others and ready to level up for yourself, remember this. I evolve in silence. They notice when it's too late. 6. The cold art of apathetic attachment. Indifference is the ultimate power move. There's nothing more potent than making someone feel invisible, not through anger or bitterness, but through complete and total indifference. Indifference isn't hatred. Hatred still means you care, that they occupy space in your mind. Indifference, however, means they no longer exist to you. And that realization cuts deeper than any words ever could. When she left, she expected one of two things, either desperation or resentment. She thought you'd either chase her, trying to fix things, or lash out, proving you were hurt. Either way, she'd still matter. But when you show nothing, when you treat her departure like a non-event, that's when the discomfort begins. Nothing makes a person question themselves more than being ignored. She might try to provoke you, test you, just to see if she can still get a reaction. But if you master this, if you stay completely unshaken, you send a message stronger than any words. You are no longer relevant to my reality. And that's devastating. People don't regret losing love. They regret losing importance. The second she feels unimportant to you, the second she realizes she has no effect on you anymore, she starts to question everything. Did I ever really matter to him? Was he just pretending? That thought will keep her up at night. But here's the catch. Indifference only works if it's real. You can't fake this. You have to actually stop caring. And that's where most men fail. They try to use indifference as a tactic, but deep down, they're still checking her social media, still wondering if she's thinking about them, still attached. True indifference means you let go completely, not for her, not to get a reaction, but for yourself. The truth is, she's not coming back the way you want her to. Even if she does, it will never be the same. That's why you move forward. Not to hurt her, not to prove anything, but because your life is worth more than waiting on someone who chose to walk away. When you truly embody indifference, you become unstoppable. You become immune to manipulation. You become free. If you're done letting the past control your emotions and ready to let go completely, remember this. What's gone is gone. I feel nothing. 7. Pre-selection and social proof. The harsh truth. People don't want what's easy to get. They want what others want. This is the law of social proof, one of the most powerful forces in human psychology. When she left, she assumed you'd be stuck, struggling to move on, waiting for her. replaying memories in your head. But imagine her shock when she sees the opposite, when she sees you thriving, surrounded by people who want to be around you, especially women. Suddenly, you're no longer just her ex. You're desirable. Why? Because attraction isn't just about looks, money, or status. It's about perceived value. And nothing raises your value higher than being wanted by others. It's why luxury brands never go on sale. Why people line up for hours to buy the latest hype item. The moment you stop chasing her, she starts to feel something she didn't expect. Competition. Now, she's not just dealing with the thought of losing you. She's dealing with the thought of someone else having you. Here's the kicker. It doesn't even have to be about dating. Just being seen around other people, being busy, being wanted, being in demand creates an aura of mystery and desirability. The less she knows about your life now, the more her mind will fill in the blanks. Who are these people he's spending time with? Is he seeing someone new? Why didn't he fight for me? And that's where the regret begins. When a woman sees a man who is truly wanted by others, it forces her to reevaluate what she lost. Not because she suddenly loves you again, but because she no longer has exclusive access to you. But here's where most men mess up. They try too hard. They post staged photos, force interactions, make it obvious they're trying to make her jealous. And that screams desperation. The real power move? Live your life naturally. Build your circle. Be seen without forcing it. Let her notice it on her own. Let her hear about it through others. Let her wonder, because the less you explain, the more powerful the effect. And by the time she realizes how much your value has risen, you won't even care, because you'll already be too far ahead. If you're done proving your worth and ready to show it instead, remember this: I don't chase, I attract. 8. The art of letting go. Let's be honest. Most people never truly let go. They pretend to move on, distract themselves, act like they don't care. But deep down, they're still holding on to the past, to the what ifs, to the hope that one day things might change. And that's weakness. Real power comes from complete detachment, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. The moment you let go, not just of her, but of the idea of her, you unlock a level of freedom that most men will never experience. She's no longer your problem, no longer your concern, no longer even a thought. Not because you're angry or bitter, but because you've outgrown the version of you that cared. Letting go means you stop replaying the past in your head. You stop checking to see what she's doing. You stop wondering if she'll regret it. You stop caring whether she does or not. Because the second she walked away, her relevance expired. But here's where most men get it wrong. They think letting go means pushing emotions down, suppressing pain, pretending they don't feel anything. That's not real detachment. Real detachment is acceptance. It's understanding that whatever happened, happened, that there's no going back, and that's perfectly fine. Marcus Aurelius said it best: you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. She is an outside event. She is not within your control. And the moment you fully accept that, you're free. Here's the real paradox. When you let go completely, that's when she feels it the most. Not when you go no contact as a tactic. Not when you ignore her, but secretly hope she notices. But when you genuinely move forward. When you stop reacting. When you stop caring. That's when she feels your absence in the deepest way possible. But by then, it won't matter to you, because you'll be gone. If you're done carrying dead weight and ready to release the past for good, remember this: I let go completely. Nothing holds me back. 9. The ultimate move. Ignoring them first. Most people move on at the same pace. A breakup happens, and both parties feel the void. There's pain, nostalgia, maybe even second thoughts. But over time, life pulls them in different directions. Eventually, one of them moves on completely. But what happens when one person forgets first? When one person erases the other from their mind so fast, so effortlessly, that it feels like the past never even existed? That's the ultimate power move. And here's why. It flips the script. The one who forgets first controls the emotional narrative. The one who forgets first moves forward without looking back. The one who forgets first forces the other person to question everything. She expected to leave a mark on you. She expected you to be affected. She thought she'd always exist somewhere in your thoughts, even if you moved on. But when she realizes that you erased her before she even had a chance to miss you, that's when the regret becomes real. Because in her mind, you were supposed to need time. You were supposed to feel the loss. But instead, you treated her departure like a non-event. This isn't about faking it. This isn't about pretending you don't care while secretly stalking her online. This is about training your mind to detach so ruthlessly, so completely, that her name barely registers anymore. Here's how you do it. No reminiscing. The past is dead. Stop revisiting old memories like they hold any value. No curiosity. Who she's with, what she's doing, it doesn't matter. Stop checking. Stop wondering. Stop caring. No emotional leftovers. Anger, resentment, longing. It all keeps you tied to her. Drop it. Not for her, for you. This is how you reclaim your mind. This is how you break free. Because the moment you forget first, the moment she realizes she no longer holds any space in your world, that's when she feels the weight of her decision. And that's when the regret sets in. But by then, you won't even notice. Because while she's thinking about the past, you're already too deep into your future. If you're done holding onto dead memories and ready to erase what no longer serves you, remember this. I forget first. My future is all that matters. The actually hidden secret. The real coldest thing you can do after a breakup isn't revenge, making her jealous, or waiting for the day she regrets losing you. It's not caring if she ever does. Because at the end of the day, this was never about her. It was never about making her feel anything. It was always about you, your power, your peace, your ability to walk away from anything or anyone without hesitation. That's what makes a man dangerous. That's what makes a man untouchable. You mastered your emotions. You vanished without explanation. You became unreadable. You stopped chasing and made yourself scarce. You upgraded in silence. You embraced indifference. You let go. And most importantly, you forgot first. And now you're free. No more waiting. No more looking back. No more wondering what could have been. Because the truth is, this was the best thing that ever happened to you. It forced you to become stronger, wiser, better. So, what will you do with this new power? If you're done with the past and ready to step into the future without hesitation, remember this. I am free, and I never look back. Now, before you go, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and remember this. The strongest man is the one who needs no one. Stay cold, stay powerful, stay stoic.